All right, shalom, shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karkadash. Double honors to the old apostles of great millstone, salutations to the elect, whoever you may be. Hopping straight into this, Greek and Grecian, all right? Gentiles. Let's just get straight into it. Matter of fact, now you have to have the spirit of discernment because you have these Christians that read. There's no difference between Jew and or Greek, or they talk about the Gentiles. They don't understand that them Gentiles are Hebrew Israelite foreigners. All right, that's it. Now you had Israelite foreigners that didn't know there was Israel. And then you had Israelite foreigners that knew there was Israel. They just had the customs of the other nations. They may have the Greek nation. Or you have this example. Some spoke, they knew they were Hebrew Israelites. They spoke Greek or they spoke another language or took on another clothing custom of another nation, so on and so forth. That didn't make them heathens by blood. They're Israelites, man. All right. So let's go straight into it. Now you see Hellenists. All right. Now it says what? Greek woman, a Gentile woman, not a Jewish. All right. And here's when the spirit of discernment comes in, because you have to read the context. All right. And now it says, Mark 7:26, the woman was a Greek, just gave you the word, a Syrophoenician by nation, which was, the Greek way of saying Canaan, all right? And by that time, the land of Canaan, all right, who took over that land? Israel, all right? And it says, matter of fact, let's get it so you people can see, all right? All right. Exalted palm. All right. It says Phoenicians, which that's the Greek way of saying Canaan. All right. Let's see if they got anything else in the Strongs. Right. See, it says the Greeks included both Phoenicia and Palestine under their name. All right, so that's that whole basically that land mass, that area. All right, basically the land of Israel, man. All right, but when you read this, what happened? It says the woman was a Greek, Syrophoenician by nation. She brought him. And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. But Yahushua said unto her, let the children first be filled, for it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it into the dogs. All right? And so when you go into this, all right, Yahushua had what? He had a mission to do, man. All right? He was about his father's business. So he was in the spirit, doing things already. So this lady, she's beseeching him for help, all right? And he said, listen, it's not meat for a dog, all right? Or the children's bread to be cast into the dog. Now, here was her answer. And she answered and said to him, yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumb, which they usually do. He said to her, for this saying, go thy way, the devil is gone out from thy daughter. And when she was coming to her house, she found the devil gone out and her daughter laid upon the bed. All right. So guess what? What happened? She had faith. She had faith that this man could heal her daughter. Yahushua's, you think he's going to heal the heathen? Or say, go thy way, thy devil is out of the fucking devil? Or the devil is out of this heathen? No. Okay? Matter of fact, a lot of people like to say, well, that was a heathen lady. Listen, when you read John the 4th chapter, that was a heathen lady. And the Lord called her a dog too. But she was an actual heathen because what did he, man, let me get that. What did he state? Because she said the dogs still eat the crumb. Which means, all right, well, what's the bread? Yahweh Shai. All right? That bread is not meant for no one else. But here's an example where the Lord told her, hey, this ain't meant for you, man. Let me get here we go. 21. John 4 and 21. I'm starting with 20. I'm starting with 19. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where man ought to worship. All right? Yahweh Shai said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So, bitch, it wasn't for you. I thought he called her a dog too, Salakia. But nonetheless, bitch, this ain't for you. You would never worship in this mountain because you're not a part of the mountain. All right? Verse 8, 23. The hour cometh and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such as worship him. All right? Which means the only people that's going to do that is the people of faith. If you have faith, you're of Abraham. And honestly, it doesn't matter how you look because it's spiritual first. But if you spiritually believe and spirit bear witness with your spirit, by default, you have the bloodline of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because if you're a heathen, hey, you ain't going to get this, man. Because it's not meant for you. The Lord said he would not give his glory unto another. And in fact, the Lord said what? I change not, for the sons of Jacob be not consumed. Okay? Did y'all forget about that? All right, matter of fact. So we got Helen. So let's get Grecian. Let's get Grecian. Okay, 601. Let's just get that. Let's just get it. Hellenistes. All right, so you had Hellenin and Hellenistes. It says one that imitates the manner and customs or the worship of Greeks and use the Greek tongue. Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands speaking Greek. Timothy. All right. Now, at one point in time, hey, guess what? Timothy's father was what? A Greek. But he didn't know. What, Jelly? Hold on, I'm doing the video. He didn't know that he was Israelite, nor did he keep the laws. Now, his wife, which was a Jewess, first of all, in the law, a Hebrew Israelite woman can't marry a man of another nation. So by law, she knew she was right. This is Israelite. He's just in a Gentile state of mind. All right? He believed in Greek customs. Now, hold on. In Acts, and I'm a little bit everywhere, but that's cool. In Acts, the 2nd chapter, 2 and 5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Every nation, all right? And now when they were noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded because they heard every man them speak in his own language. All right? I'm just go straight to the point. Verse 8. And how hear we every man in his own tongue wherein he was born? Parthians, Medes, Elamites, dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia, and Phrygia, and Pamphylia, and Egypt, and in the parts of Libya, Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews, proselytes, Cretes, Arabians. We all do hear them in our own tongues, the wonderful works of Yahweh. Those were Israelites from other lands that spoke those languages. Just like you have Hellenistes, all right, which was a Jew born in foreign lands, all right, speaking the Greek language, all right, and it proves, what proves that you had Israelites in dwelling amongst other nations and taking on their customs. The fact that when Yahushua passed, when he gave up his life on the cross, it was written in 3 different languages: Latin, Greek, and in Hebrew, man. Okay? Isaiah 11, which this tells you who the Gentiles are. Isaiah 11:10. In that day shall the root of Jesse there should be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. All right, the people being Israelites. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. All right, when you read, what's that? Second Esdras, the 2nd chapter. Hey, the Lord literally calls us heathens, and how Yahushua was basically going to save us, but he called us heathens. All right, because spiritually we were Gentiles. Same thing you find in Ephesians, the 2nd chapter. Okay, that you were once Gentiles in times past. Right. It says, and it should come to pass in that day, Yahweh shall set his hand again the 2nd time to recover the remnant, aka the elect of his people, which should be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, to the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign of the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah, that's the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, from the 4 corners of the earth, which the Lord is doing now. So you're going to have the elect, some of the elect, wake up in Egypt, Cush, Elam, places of that nature. And I guarantee you anything, some of them look like these other nations. All right? Back then, you had Jake. Now, they probably looked more like Jake back then, but they took on those customs. It really wasn't about the color of your skin. It was your nationality, man. Okay? Lineage. Things of that nature, man. All right? But see, you Christians are simple. And do you know why it says no difference between the Jew and the Greek? Because they both Israelites, man. The Lord didn't come for the rest of these nations. He only came from Israel. Hey, Acts 5:13. Go look it up. Matthews 1:21. Go look it up. Save his people. Personal possessive pronouns. Okay? You're going to have Hebrew Israelite foreigners. Simple. When you go to the law, it talks about a stranger could keep the Passover. Then in the next verse, it says a stranger can't keep the Passover. What's the difference? This is where the spirit of discernment kicks in. One was an Israelite foreigner. One was an actual heathen. You guys can't... listen, you can't deal with the spirit, man. You want to tie everybody up. The God loves everybody. No. So how the hell are we going to have slaves in the kingdom of heaven if anybody in every other nation can make it? No, the judgment of the Lord is coming down upon all these nations. Isaiah the 34th chapter, man. This Jew, this Gentile, this Greek thing is very simple to see. Okay? Colossians 3:11. Let me get that. There's no difference between what? Greek, Hellen. It says Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or the Greek islands or colonies. In a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews that made the language, customs, and learning of Greeks their own, but primarily reference is to a different religion and worship. All right. So you had Greeks, which were Israelites, all right, which Paul spoke Greek, that didn't know they were Israelites. Ephesians 2, perfect. You were in times past Gentiles according to the flesh. You didn't know who the hell you were. Guess what? We all became Gentiles after the great falling away. Every last one of you Israelites that call yourself Israelites today was a Gentile at one point in time. Matter of fact, we are Israelites speaking fucking English. We're Israelites wearing Babylonian clothing, if you will. And I'm talking about the clothing of America, man. It's the same shit. All right? There's no difference between the Greek and the Jew. Circumcision or uncircumcision, right? Bond, free, so on and so forth, because they're the same nation. All right? That mixed multitude were Israelites that look like the other nations. That's why John couldn't answer. Use the spirit, but a lot of you guys are not spiritually discerned. You know, I want to dig into it more, but man, that's the point, man. All right? The Lord ain't going to give his honor to another. All right? Who's going to say, well, wait, it talks about nursing fathers and mothers and these heathens carrying us on their backs. Like, if everybody can make it, why is those other scriptures written? Why is Revelation 13 written? He that leadeth into captivity should go into captivity. You guys are fools, but you always want to go to these New Testament scriptures, but hey, I'm going to read this and then I'm going to get this crime, baby. Come on, man. Romans and Acts cuts everything. The 9th chapter. God's election of Israel, right? Romans 9:1. I say the truth in Mashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish myself were accursed from Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, whom pertaineth the adoption. So the placement of sons only goes to Israel, all right? And the glory only goes to Israel. And the covenants only goes to Israel. Hey, what's that? 149, 10 and 11? Or 147, 10 and 11? And the giving of the law, and the service of Yahweh, and the promises. Who has promised the kingdom? Who has promised salvation? The whole world or just Israel? Just Israel. And this is a New Testament, man. Whose are the fathers, in whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came. Was it the whole world or Israel? Who was over all, God bless forever. Amen. Simply put, Yahushua only came for Israel. Hebrews 8. Hebrews the 1st chapter. Hebrews the 2nd chapter. Only Israel. That's it. And that's pretty much it. Hey, it says, hey, check this out. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham, but they all children, but in Isaac shall the seed be called. So that chosen line came through Isaac, from Isaac to Jacob, the 12 patriarchs, so on and so forth. All right, because, you guys can read this part, we're of the free woman, not the bond woman, man. That's the difference, man. All right. Let me get this real quick. Galatians, yep. And this was the promise. All right. The promise didn't go to everybody. All right. It was that chosen seed, Galatians 3:16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promise made. And he saith, not into seeds, so the other nations, as many, but as of one, into thy seed, which is Mashiach, which Isaac is Yahushua, but that line came down through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 patriarchs, and there you go. Those are the Israelites, man. All right? The mediator, Acts 5:31. That redemption, that remission, all right, is only for the Israelites, man. So with that, hey, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karkadash. Double honors to the all apostles, a great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Abad Babal.